When it comes to the safety of your kids, you'll do whatever it takes to protect them. And when one brave little girl was almost kidnapped from her front lawn, her parents had to act fast to stop the brazen attack in its tracks. What started out as an ordinary day for this family quickly turned into anything but. Let's recap. For today's story, we go down south to Tarrant County near Fort Worth, Texas. Paige and Carlos Ortiz are on their way home from Walmart on Monday, June 5th, 2023, when Paige notices something strange. A blue truck seems to be following them. With every turn, at every light, this truck sticks close behind them. It sticks out to her because the truck looks a lot like their own blue truck, the very one they're driving. She points it out to Carlos, but he thinks she's being paranoid. Who would be following them? She's been watching too many true crime documentaries, you know? But Paige is not wrong. When they pull into the driveway of their tidy suburban home, the blue truck pulls up to the curb and stops. Now, this is really creepy, but Paige and Carlos decide to just act normally. So Paige goes inside while Carlos starts unloading the groceries. That's when the man, 62-year-old Stephen Bass, casually calls out to Carlos, "Hey, that could be my truck." Remember, the two vehicles look a lot alike. Different year, make, and model, but the color is an almost perfect match. This is when things go from weird to worse. At that moment, Ortiz's 2-year-old daughter comes tottering out onto the front lawn. She wants to see Daddy, but Stephen sees her first. He says, "Oh, that's your daughter?" Carlos nods, then Stephen gets out of his truck. Carlos told NBC that at first he didn't think much of it, until out of nowhere, Stephen picks her up and carries her back towards his truck. Check out this security camera video from the neighbor across the street. Carlos is stunned. What's going on? You see these things on the news, but they don't really happen to you, right? Sadly, yes. Yes, they do. As Stephen is walking away with the 2-year-old, he tells Carlos, "You're not the father of this child." Paige told the Star-Telegram, "My husband was right on his trail, trying to reach out for him and grab our daughter." Meanwhile, Paige sees what's going on and jumps into action. Before running outside, she calls 911 and grabs a kitchen knife.
He's trying to kidnap my daughter! Call the police!
She runs to Stephen's truck. Carlos is already there, struggling with him. But even in the animal kingdom, predators know they better not mess with Mama Bear. Paige screams, "Let go of my daughter now." She puts the knife against Stephen's throat, saying, "You better put my daughter down or I will end your life." As she said to ABC News later, "I'll do whatever it takes to ensure my family and my daughter are safe." With Carlos holding Stephen back, Paige manages to pull the little girl into her arms and run. Stephen peels away, but they have his plate number now, so the cops know exactly who they're looking for. They catch up with him at his house, but the second he sees those flashing lights, he takes off in his truck. According to a press release, he stops several times like he wants to surrender, but then keeps running from deputies. At one point during the chase, deputies try to block his truck at a red light, but not even the barricade can slow him down. He plows right through 3 cop cars and almost hits a deputy. Minutes later, he pulls into a grocery store parking lot where he's finally arrested and charged with a long list of felonies, including attempted kidnapping and evading arrest. Now, this isn't the first time Stephen has had a run-in with the law. According to police reports gathered by NBC5, he's been on their radar for one reason or another since at least 2012. His neighbors claim he steals their mail and tampers with gas lines, and mental health issues have had the cops at his door for welfare checks over the years. His family told NBC5 that he struggles with bipolar disorder and paranoid schizophrenia, and the longer he's off his meds, the worse he gets. What happened to this family could have ended in disaster, and as Paige told the Star-Telegram, it could happen to you too. Pay attention to your gut. If something doesn't seem right, don't listen to people who tell you you're overreacting. You have every right to overreact as a parent, and I'm so glad and thankful that I was overreacting, because had I not been, things could have been different. So what about you? Have you ever been in a situation like that? And that's your recap.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
If you like getting all the crime in half the time, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and the bell so you never miss a story.
We're here Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but don't go away. Catch up on more recaps right here, right now.
Until next time, take care.